Now we have a facility like Sunbeam, which is a regional recreation facility that we've invested a lot of money in, which had been ran down before, and if we're not careful and prudent, we're going to be headed in that direction again. So maybe the prudent thing for this commission to do is to make a recommendation. I don't know if that needs to be in writing, if that would be of value to Bill for the budget process.
Should be a resolution from
us.
And then it would help to have a couple of you also there.
We would have to also, I think, submit this. This has not been submitted as a budget item yet.
No, but you can submit things through the 10-day hearing process that starts on the 9th.
No, I just saying it hasn't been done yet.
Right. And that might be a way to do it, is have this commission recommend the proposed budget to the board and submit it to the board as a supplemental request.
What's the pleasure of the commission?
Move that we make the resolution to that effect.
I second. Okay, there's a motion on the floor and a second that the item be presented as an additional budget item. I don't know. Supplemental request as it stands.
Are you comfortable with this budget?
Yeah, exactly. The first question I had. You comfortable with this, Bill, or does this need to get
You're the man in the eye of the hurricane.
Well, it's a starting place. That's all I can say.
I think it's important to let them know that.
We started here with
bare bones minimum to keep what we got, and then they would have to find, I know they don't have any money, nobody else does, they would need to work from here, they're gonna have to bump this up eventually. The better the park looks, the more people are gonna go there.
Plus, we probably should send a couple of our members to the meeting.
Right, and we'll talk about that. Now, we do have a motion on the floor with a second. So is there any other discussion on that motion?
I don't think we got an answer. Are you comfortable with this?
Yeah, I can move this. It's a place to start.
Right, that's what I heard him say.
Just one quick question, Bill. Fertilizer seed, maybe when you're throwing this in your budget, you could identify some square footages, because I think you're light on those two line items.
Well, that's just to go back and repair. That's just for repairs is all that is. You've got an area that's being worn out by a lot of traffic and stuff. You want to get.
So this isn't an annual event of fertilization over 100,000 square
No,
feet?
it's just a maintenance issue when you have bare patches of grass that have overuse.
So that's really another glaring example of its bare bones.
Well, I think you have to remember, for example, on Sunbeam, once we're done with the construction of it, that park basically is brand new. And for the first year, you shouldn't have the kinds of usage you're going to start having the second year. I mean, the first year, pretty much all the hydro seeding, all the fertilizer, we'll get it going. It's the subsequent years where those kinds of things are going to have to go up. Unlike, say, the Red Hill or the Weast Lake, which is just ongoing maintenance, those are going to take a little more maintenance. But the first year, we should have minimal maintenance. And I think from that standpoint, we can say, as Mr. Chapman pointed out, this is a bare bones, but you better be aware that next year you are going to have to put fertilizer on. Next year you are going to have to fix sprinkler heads. Next year you are going to have to do things. Maybe the first year you don't, because they're still under warranty, so to speak. At least for some.
I think that our resolution needs to state that as well. That it is bare bones and there's possibility that it is going to be extended.
Well, if you'd like, we can draft up a whereas resolution and have the chairperson review it, or we can send it to all of you and get it signed by the chair and submit it to the board.
I was thinking if you, with the email and stuff, we could get that sent out right away. And then get it taken care of.
That's what we can do.
Okay. Does everybody like that idea? Because we need to move quickly. All right, we've got the motion on the floor. If there are no other comments or questions, then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
And what we'll do, Mr. Chairman, is once we know the exact date that this item will be heard by the board, we'll notify you. And
Right.
those of you that have the time who would like to show up, you can be available.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question, if that had been firmed up yet as far
I don't
as...
have the exact...
somewhere between the 9th and the 19th or something like
somewhere
that.
in there, yeah.
I asked the commissioners just to keep that in mind, and
We'll just send you an email and tell you what we know that the agenda is as far as the board hearings.
okay. And I think it is important that we have, I know we had Heat and Larry Brescher, and I think we had 3 people at the, Lindsay. Yeah, Kathy didn't make it. And we had 3 there, and I think that spoke volumes to see the commission there doing what we've been appointed to do.
Do we have that date?
No,
that's not,
that's
well, that's a
moving
moving
target.
We don't even know when our budgets for the departments are on.
About an hour.
No, in an hour we have planning commission. If they were having budget hearings, you would not be in this room today. You know, speaking of using this room, this is usually preemptive for the board at that time. Bill, thanks for putting this together.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, we have another gentleman at the podium. How are you?
Just, I can a little clarify, budget hearings normally, even they go for 10 days, normally within the first 3 days they'll have all the hearings. So it should be 9th, 10th, and 11th. And also want to report back to you, thank you for your support, and it did definitely pay off having you at the board, because we had a successful recruitment for the lifeguards, and Bill mentioned that to you or not. We were out there at East Lake on Saturday, and we had 3 qualified candidates, and all 3 passed. So we'll be able to work with staff, and I don't know the projected date for opening it up for swimming, but it should be pretty soon.
What is that projected date?
For what?
Swimming it.
Well, on the 13th, we're all going to swim out there.
Well, there's a few things we still have to do. We talked, I got a memo from the Red Cross, we have some equipment we need to buy that for safety issues, and then we need to develop, it was recommended to develop a bloodborne pathogen plan and an emergency action plan for the lifeguards. So those are some things we are starting to work on.
Hey, and I'm glad to hear that they did certify those 3, because I had heard last week that they really needed a minimum of 6.
Well, Sunbeam is not quite done with construction yet, so the plan is we're going to extend the recruitment for about another 3 more weeks and have them come out again in June.
But I mean, I'm glad, because I understood that if they didn't get 6, there was a question whether they would be able to do the certification and have to regroup and wait until they got 6. So I was glad to hear that you went ahead with it. Or
They had a minimum of 6, so we had to just pay them for their time.
Yeah,
At least we got 3 that all passed.
that's good.
Just for the record, name, rank, and serial.
Yes.
Ron Grassi, Director of Human Resources and Risk
Sorry
Management.
about that.
Sorry.
To answer Mr. Lavelle's question, we're hoping to get the lake back up to its normal level probably the week after next. We should be in a position to bring the water back up, because most of the work in the lake is pretty much done to the extent that the water needed to be down. We have next week, the 4th, 5th, and 6th, we have another work party planned up there, and we'll be using some heavy equipment to do some final stuff. So, if anybody knows how to operate one of those gigantic excavators, you're welcome to come out and work it for us. Mr. Schaffner, you're good at heavy equipment, aren't you?
Show him where the driver is.
Mr. Eskelson, you're in the heavy equipment business.
There's a difference. I'm wondering if the board, the commission, I always call this a board commission, I wonder if it would be prudent that we send a letter of thank you to the American Red Cross. Maybe that's already been done, I don't know. Ron, are you planning to send a letter of thank you to the Red Cross?
We're working with Sylvia and Heidi out of San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, we're going to still continue to work with them. But yeah, obviously, they were very excited to be here and help us out as well. So it was a mutual relationship.
Yeah, I just think that really will open doors in the future. And I thought if a thank you is in the order, then that would probably be I don't know if that...
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Yeah, I've already sent her an email thanking her for
Right.
her time and her commitment.
Thank you. Okay, do we have any reports from staff, Jörg, other than what we're
Just briefly, you had asked a whole bunch of different things at the last meeting that we're trying to respond to. I'm not sure we'll be able to get all of them done, but I did have a brief meeting with Caltrans relative to the issue that came up on the property out there by SR7, if you recall.